Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Anna Montemurno, and today's video I'm going to be going over the simple steps to making delicious homemade eggplant parmesan without the big mess that we used to have in the old days when you used to fry it. This recipe is very simple and it happens to be gluten-free, low carb, and also vegetarian. So come on and let's get into it. So what you want to do is start off with about 4 small to medium-sized eggplants. And I always take the skin off. I really don't like eggplant with the skin. I find it's very difficult to chew, and also it's not a pleasant experience for me in any way. So that's why I highly suggest peeling the skin. I know some people keep the skin on, but for this recipe, if you want to have the most delicious eggplant parmesan, follow these tips. So I'm using a vegetable peeler. It seems to me to work better than using a knife. So after you peel the skin off your eggplants, you're going to want to slice these in no more than 1/2 inch thick slices, round slices, just like this. Just about like that. And the reason is that if it's too thick, it's not going to be as flavorful, trust me. So you want to get them about probably between 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch in thickness. And you want your slices to be so round. I've always had better results this way than the other way, but of course, as usual, you're free to do it whatever way you like. Now, once you get these eggplants sliced, this is a very important part of making eggplant parmesan. Now I have a dish here that's lined with some paper towels, and in my view of it, this is the most important part. You take your eggplant slices and line them up like so, with the paper towel in between. And then what you want to do is take your salt and salt the top of the eggplant slices as so, and give it a good salting. Then you're going to want to take a couple of sheets of paper towel and place them over. And then you're going to continue to do this throughout. You're going to layer your eggplant again, just like I remember my mother doing this, and I actually have done eggplant without doing this, and it's a very big difference. And the reason is eggplant has a very high acidic value to it, and if you don't do this process, if you ever have had eggplant, I'm a big eggplant lover, so over the years I remember this happening, and I'm not sure if you might remember, but if you've ever had eggplant and you get a sore on the roof of your mouth, it's because the acid hasn't been drawn out. And this is an easy method of doing it, and actually is a really good idea. The other part about this is that the eggplant flavor is much sweeter and more delicious when you do this, because it is a nightshade vegetable, so it has a tendency to have bitterness to it. So keep that in mind. So you're going to want to salt the top of this layer again. And again, a couple of sheets of paper towels. And then continue doing that with the rest of your eggplant. First, salt it again for the top layer. And then finally put the last couple of sheets of paper towel on top. And then you want to take a plate or something else heavy, set it up on top of the eggplant, and then you want to let it rest for 30 minutes. And what's going to happen is the acid's going to draw out, and I'll show you what to do after. Stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so after you let the eggplant acid come out after 30 minutes of it resting, you're going to want to pat dry each slice. And I put all my seasonings down on the cookie sheet with a little avocado oil. And then you layer each slice just like that. I pat each one down to get the acid out. Sheet with avocado oil and all your seasonings, which are in the description down below, by the way. So don't get worried that you don't have the ingredients if you want to make this recipe. By the way, I've passed this recipe off to people that are not even gluten-free or low carb, and they love it. They ask for it pretty regularly. And, you know, here's the thing about this. Nobody's eating eggplant parmesan because it's breaded. People are eating eggplant parmesan because it's delicious. It's saporito. It's magnificent. The flavors are popping and crackling and snapping and all of that in the mouth. That's why we eat it, because it's absolutely delicious. We don't eat it because it's got breadcrumbs on it. We eat it because it's got a lot of flavor. You don't have to have breadcrumbs to have a lot of flavor, trust me. So you're gluten-free and you're low carb. Woo! What else can you ask for? So we're patting these bad boys down. We're arranging them on the cookie sheets that are lined with aluminum foil and that are seasoned. The bottoms, so that way the bottom of the eggplant is seasoned, and because it's really important to have this very well seasoned. That's the secret. And so now that I have a full cookie sheet with eggplant, you take your handy brush and your avocado oil and brush a little avocado oil on each slice, just like that. And you don't have to go crazy, just do it a little bit on each is perfect. Because again, we're making this not because of the oil, but because of the flavor. All these flavors together make it fantastic. So there we have it. Now that we have the avocado oil on, now we take each herb or spice and we put it on. This is the salt. Of course, when you have salt, you better have some pepper. Black ground pepper. And then some garlic powder. A little onion powder. Fresh grated Pecorino Romano, imported from Italy, made out of sheep's milk. That's a pretty good ingredient to have. Then what you want to do is you take these cookie sheets, oven at 450, put your timer on probably for 20 minutes. What you do now is when you take these guys out of the oven, you want to flip them over to get it even cooking, to get them evenly cooked. You're looking for it to be pretty nice and brown like that on the opposite side. So that's what you're looking for. Pop them back in the oven and get them cooked all the way around. Okay, I'll see you back. Okay, you guys, we're back. Now I'm going to show you how to get this eggplant parmesan going. So basically what you want to do, after they come out of the oven, let the eggplant cutlets rest. And I've got my tongs, my handy tongs. You're going to want to layer these babies up. So basically what you're going to want to do is take some sauce and layer it in a small or medium sized baking dish. Just a little bit. I'm going to put, let's say, 3 tablespoons down. And the thing is, when you're following low carb or keto, you have to be mindful of your carb count. So it does matter in that case, but for everybody else, hey, party like a rock star, what can I tell you? So what you want to do is take your slices and arrange them in your baking dish, like so. Go commando and just do it by hand, but demonstrative purposes, I'm trying to do it the right way. But this is home cooking, you know what I mean? Woo! So you layer them up like that, your eggplant cutlets. You put some more sauce on top. And I did about another 3 or 4 tablespoons on top. And again, more eggplant cutlets. You layer those up on top. And they're really well done. And that's the way I like them. And you know, with all the herbs and spices we put on, the flavor is outstanding. I think you're going to enjoy it. I hope you decide to give it a whirl. In the description down below the video, I'll have all the ingredients and the amounts and the temperatures and all that, so you can give it a whirl. I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's low carb and gluten free, and it's really tasty. I mean, I don't know, I would actually put this recipe up against a traditional eggplant parmesan recipe. That's how good it is. Well, maybe I will say I'm partial because it's my actual recipe, but hey, I don't know. What would you do? So, and again, we are going to put some more sauce on top of the next layer. That's about 5 tablespoons of tomato sauce. Actually, it's my own homemade tomato sauce, and if you're interested, why wouldn't you be? I have a recipe a couple of videos back that's homemade low carb Italian tomato sauce, so give a look on that. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button. Well, they're always low carb, but we're going to put some of this up on top. Then we're going to put, that's probably about 2 to 3 ounces up on top. And we take our beautiful little baking dish, medium-sized baking dish, pop it in the oven for like 10-12 minutes and see what happens at the end. I'll see you back. After we get our eggplant out of the oven, here we have it. We're going to cut a slice and give it a whirl. Here we have it. A beautiful slice of eggplant parmesan, low carb, gluten free, and vegetarian. So let's get, by the way, I forgot to use crushed red pepper in the recipe. So please, if you enjoy a little bit of spiciness, please don't forget your crushed red pepper. And I'll give it a little bit on there on the top. But anyway, let's give it a try. It's nice and gooey. Woo! Well, all I could say is it's delicious. And I invite you to try the recipe. Let me know in the comments below if you like it, what was your experience. Thank you so much for tuning in. I so appreciate it. I love the low carb lifestyle, and I'm glad to share it with you all, and the gluten free too. So please check back in the future. I'll have more recipes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Over and out, ciao for now, and I'll see you in the next video.